Today is the first day of virtual CP Plus online. The last 2 weeks it's been about the OM1 by OM Systems and then of course the GH6 where we got the announcement yesterday. And right after that announcement, things started kicking up in a big way for Canon. We've got several major Canon announcements coming, and if you can believe this by photo rumors, Canon China is going to be announcing several products on Thursday the 24th at 7 p.m. their local time, which works out to be around pretty close to 7 p.m. New York or Toronto time. Now, I'm exhausted. I've been covering so many things that I actually saw this late last night and I thought, I don't have anything left in the tank, and I think 4 videos is enough for one day. But I'm going to summarize everything that we're expecting on Thursday and shortly thereafter. Those 2 lenses I talked about that I said there's a pretty good chance we're going to get some SuperTelephoto lenses. Well, Photo Rumors leaked this image that we're supposed to be getting on Thursday. And it's the RF 800mm L-series image stabilized USM lens. And that's pretty impressive. I've got the F11 version here. This is the 800mm. It's at a bargain at around $899. I really love this lens. It's a lot of fun, but at the same point, it's a little bit slow on the focus, and of course there's some chromatic aberration out to the edges. It's not as sharp. But then again, this thing isn't going to cost me at least $15,000. The other lens we're going to be getting alongside it is supposed to be the RF 1200mm L-series image stabilized USM lens. And wow, I would really love to get my hands on that lens, but I'd be afraid of dropping it. And the cost of that, a pretty nice car, I'd imagine. The last time we had a 1200mm was an f5.6 EF version, and that lens last sold at auction for $580,000 US. However, before that, when Canon sold it and they were producing the lenses, they ran for around $100,000, so still not a cheap lens. And this one's at f8, so I'm curious. What will it be? Will it be under $100,000, under $50,000? Either way, as much as I admire both of these lenses, definitely from afar, I can't see myself in any way being able to afford them. But anybody who would purchase these, yeah, I think you're going to absolutely love them. So 2 lenses that we've got confirmed through Photo Rumors at the very least right now for the 24th. So that's looking pretty exciting. But wait, there's more. We're also supposed to be getting an 8K camera. Now, no mention as to what this is. We don't know if it's a cinema camera, and we don't know if it's a, well, stills hybrid camera. What could Canon be putting 8K in? A cinema camera certainly makes sense. We're expecting 2 cinema cameras that do 8K, one full frame and one Super 35, both with 16 plus stops of dynamic range. And on the stills hybrid side, that's really hard to say. I mean, we are supposed to be getting that 75 megapixel, high megapixel camera that's supposed to be announced shortly. That is something that came out yesterday. Thanks to Canon Rumors for bringing that one up. I don't think video is going to be a super strong point of this, as we've been told before, again by Canon Rumors. Any high megapixel camera is going to be focused on delivering those high megapixel images. But could it have 8K? And if it is going to have 8K, would that be the selling point? No, it would be the whole idea of this camera would be about 75 megapixels and what it takes to deliver that. What's the ISO like? What's the dynamic range going to be like? What's the throughput speed? What type of CFexpress cards is it going to take? Is it just going to take one of them, or is it going to take 2 of them? An 8K camera. What else? I mean, we are expecting several other lower level full frame cameras by Canon on the R system, but to do 8K, no. The R6 doesn't do 8K, so it's not going to be anything below the R6. It would have to be above. And we couldn't possibly be getting an R1 announcement, would we? No, because you wouldn't lead off with 8K. No, I don't think the R1 is coming. And so I think these are hinting at the cinema cameras. But what's got me about these teasers and these announcements is they seem kind of out of place. Everything we've been told about before, we're going to be getting some announcements right around, well, March. Like the R7. And then, of course, it is CP Plus Online, so the 24th does fit in with CP Plus Online. It's just some of these rumors seem to be coming out of place, but let's be honest here. Canon has an awful lot of holes in their lineup. They've been really slow to come to mirrorless. Unlike Sony, who's been kind of dominating the mirrorless platform for many, many years now, and even Panasonic, who've been in mirrorless for even longer. Canon's been very slow, so we are expecting an awful lot of lenses, and as I predicted, coming to CP+, if we don't get any bodies, we're definitely expecting to get some lenses. So the 800 and 1200 millimeter make perfect sense, but we're also expecting to get some APS-C cameras. We're also supposed to get an ERP replacement, because that camera's a little old in the tooth, and of course a camera between the EOS RP and the R6, so there's plenty of holes. It's just, the rumors are kind of flying all over the place right now. I feel like a kid at Christmas time, and at the back of my head there's this little flag going on saying, well, don't get too excited, don't get too excited. Not a lot, very few of these rumors have been validated, but what do you think? Or better still, what are you dreaming about? What are your dreams telling you that we're going to be getting over the next couple of days and couple of weeks? I think Canon is going to hit hard in the next coming weeks up to March, or I should say into March. And as you can tell, I am pretty tired. This is my normal time to wake up, but instead of doing breakfast and tea and coffee, I'm down here recording my video so I can get all this done before work time. But I am excited. This is one of those times of the year where we start to get an awful lot of announcements. And we've already had the OM1, we got the GH6, and now it's time for Canon to shine. And of course, I wonder what Sony's going to be up to, and Nikon. So there's plenty of cameras and lenses due to come out. And who knows if we'll get an announcement by Sigma or Tamron that they're going to be producing RF lenses. So let's stay tuned for that. Now, one last thing before I let you go. If you know about this announcement, then you can go ahead and click off right now. I don't have any other new information, but I am giving away one of two Angelbird AV Pro CFexpress cards. This one here is the, should have my glasses on. It's the 160 gigabyte AV Pro SX. 1480 megabytes per second minimum sustained write speed, and this is the 512 gigabyte card, minimum sustained write speed of 800 megabytes per second. When I say minimum sustained, it doesn't matter if you've got 5% of the card left or it's freshly formatted. It's not going to drop below that minimum sustained write speed, and 800 megabytes per second translates to 6400 megabits per second, more than fast enough for anything out there in the stills hybrid market. There isn't a camera out there right now that does more than 8K 60 frames per second, except for the Red V Raptor, but that's not a stills hybrid camera. It can do up to 120 frames per second, at which point the 160 gig is the only card fast enough, but Angelbird actually makes a specific card for that camera that's approved. But for everything else, 8K 60, 8K 30 requires 325 megabytes per second, and both of these cards can easily handle those. So how do you have a chance of winning these? Simply subscribe to the channel, that's it. You do have to be 18 years of age and of course have a mailing address somewhere on the planet. But I'm going to end this one a little bit early because we do have an awful lot of information coming out. I'm sure there's going to be other videos today, so by keeping this short, it allows me to edit it and get it out to you very quickly, hopefully before I start work. But thank you so much for watching this channel. Again, if you subscribe, choose all notifications so as soon as I publish a video, you're aware of it, so you're in the know before anybody else. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.